Small business owners are the ones that make this country what it is today, and it's interesting that we seem to continue to pile more situations onto small business folks, and this is just one of those. Small businesses really are hanging on by a thread. It's a very tenuous situation for them in general right now, and this is a situation where hopefully with this bill that's being proposed by the chairwoman and ranking member, with the pooling, we'll be able to hopefully find a way to minimize some of the impact of these increasing costs. At the end of the day, we've got to find a way to control costs. I mean, that's the general objective here, and to do that is, we've all got our ideas, and I'm concerned about some of them, but I think, we're here today to discuss the bill itself to an extent, and I was just curious. I assume that all of you are for it. Or is anybody against it? Have any reservations about pooling for small business folks? And we start, Mr. Wordsworth.
Well, I don't know how you would relate this to the old association health plans, if you remember those, the AHPs. But the concept is a terrific concept because it does allow you to get critical mass and get the attention of the insurance companies. And large companies can do that, even the companies that aren't large enough to self-insure. And we just cannot do it. I mean, an insurance company is not interested with someone with, say, 7 employees like they are with someone with 700. Mm-hmm. But I liked it by industry because if you pooled by industry, let's say in health and in food service, it gives the insurance companies a much better thing to get their arms around to even bid on it, rather than mixing me with an aircraft company and let's say a landscaper, and that, because the risk and those kinds of things are much different. And the other thing I'll just add is I don't hear any reward for wellness, and I really believe our future of our healthcare system is not on the back end in repair, but I think it's on the front end in prevention. And I think that's for the government. There's a great term I love to use is meddle. The term is meddling. I think the government should meddle in rewards to help.
I'm with you, sir.
Good.
I'm with you.
Good.
Thank you, Ms. Burkholder.
Okay. There again, I think if we don't pool, then what happens is that the size of the group is greatly diminished. Where, for example, with small businesses right now, that group is the size of that business. We employ a total of 15 employees. 6 months ago, we had 18, but because of the economy, we have had to cut back. Now, the other thing is that in terms of pooling, we need to have larger groups because if you look at what's happening in the Western Maryland area, there are now only 2 companies that provide health insurance coverage. There is no competition. And, we need, if there's not going to be any competition, then we as small business owners need to have a means of fighting back against that.
Very good. Mr. Constable? I'm just curious whether you were supporting the bill we're discussing here today, or getting information for with regards to pooling of businesses to try and find a way to cut costs. Is it something that would work for you? Okay, that's fine. Mr. Nicholson.
I'm not sure that I want to comment on the specific bill. I think
How about the concept?
The concept of pooling.
Okay.
Is a insurance company that provides coverage for florists, and for a while that was quite advantageous. But then the trial lawyers entered the scene, and we got someone who all of a sudden said that they had an allergy to their flowers, and the next thing you know, the cost of the insurance went skyrocketing. So you have to be careful about how you define your pool. Secondly, we've been a member of a pool for actually longer than we've had the flower shop. And when we entered, after we passed the underwriting test, we've been a member of that pool ever since, which has been very advantageous for us. During that last 20 years, I've had 2 heart attacks. My wife has had breast cancer. And we've stayed the same because we haven't had to change our underwriting because of being members of that pool. But the difficulty was that this pool was composed of very small businesses, just like ours. And as a result, it had a very good experience. And as a result, its rates did not go up quite as much as everybody else. Until 2 years ago, because of competition, the consultant industry looked at it and said, hey, you, Mr. Employee with 20 employees, can drop your insurance and join this pool, and it'll be a lot cheaper for you. And so in the past year, we've had lots and lots of members joining that pool, but our experience has gone right through the roof because all of a sudden, much worse. And that's why, come December, my rates are probably going to double. So be careful about the pooling process.
Okay.